Who's the toughest competition?
Who's the toughest competition? I mean, if everybody doesn't have the same answer, I would be shocked.
Welcome to SWC America's Cup Finals!
It takes a lot of skill and commitment to get this far.
There he is! Ryan Dickey Thompson!
He's a true whale! Definitely a nerve-wracking game. Ian put in some serious work here. Fastlink providing lots of damage against the initial turn. Rain of Stones locking it down.
TRUEWHALE looking very unstoppable right here.
He doesn't get it. The shield is up. Thompson takes round 4. Big V.
TRUEWHALE is our America's Cup champion! He came, he saw, he conquered.
I think the hunger to be a world champion. No American has ever done it. No European has ever done it. I wanted to be the first American to do it.
No, bro, kill it! Something!
Does he kill it with the skill too? Oh my God! Les gets the victory over TRUEWHALE.
You know, I've had a long journey throughout my Summoners War career. I think focus was, you know, building a strong monster box, having the rune quality to support that monster box, being able to have every option I have before I could start competing. My first year when I started competing, it didn't go as well as I thought, but again, it was my first year, so, you know, how do I make changes to myself to continue being the best I can? So as you can see throughout the years, I done nothing but progress myself to become back-to-back America's Cup champion.
Wow. And that's it! There you have it, man! TRUEWHALE, our America's Cup champion.
I think like any other, you know, favorite, you know, like Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, there's a lot of pressure, right? You know, to be able to maintain that high-level perception of my in-game character. As much as I love competing on the ladder, you know, maintaining that top 4 position, it's really hard to do that year after, you know, season after season. But I do my best, right? You know, I think when it comes to competitive play for SWC, you know, I always want to give it my all to be able to maintain that perception, but also provide the results to back it up. You know, I enjoy the pressure. You know, I love working under a lot of risks and, you know, just being able to challenge myself in any scenario. I don't really let that get into my head.
The craziest part about TRUEWHALE is he brings that consistency in a lot of different forms. Like for instance, in the prelims, we'll see TRUEWHALE pick 3 different teams over multiple rounds, and he'll still play it to the best possible degree.
Yeah, mind game is one, but being able to play multiple style in the game of poker does also apply to Summoners War as well too. And I think that what enables me to be able to have that capability is the resources that I've invested heavily in this game to allow me to achieve that. So if I want to play a fast comp, I can play multiple fast comps, right? If I want to counter a fast comp, I have an entire monster box to be able to counter any comp I want. I think with that mentality is really what is fueling me to believe that I can actually be the first, you know, American world champion. I think with the way the game is right now, you know, it's not as clear cut anymore who true winners are. You know, just given the RNG factor, for example. You know, anyone at this point of the game can win right now. Does the format impact me now? No. Am I afraid of any opponent? Probably not. But the way that really, you know, fuels me right now is that, you know, in order for me to be world champion, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. I still have to beat everyone. You know, even if there's more competitors. It's always step by step for me. You know, I guess I want to win it again, but it's just like, it's not gonna be given to me, obviously, right? I'm gonna have to prove myself. You know, clearly I think this year I've had a rocky start. You know, it's really new to me to be able to come into this America's Cup as a lower bracket. It hasn't been like that for a while. So already it's a challenge, right? It's just, I think it's already you know, a sign that there are stronger competitors who are well-versed in this current meta.
So low HP on the Okiana side. I think the skill one is
Just
going to
builds
do
on
it.
budget. City with the 3-0 against TRUEWHALE.
I'm not surprised, you know, just given how the game is right now. I think I was just tired of how the game was. You know, I think the RNG has really changed the minds of a lot of high-level players, not just myself, but other high-level players across the game. And, you know, we're just looking for some change, right? To help change that perception that games aren't decided by RNG. But, you know, just looking at the matchup this this America's Cup, like honestly, I feel like my match against his will determine who this year's champion will be.